It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. So, story time. I have been applying for Love is Blind for the longest period of time. Never got anything. So last year, 2024, I was on Instagram and I saw a posting that said, apply for Love is Blind, which I did. I submitted the application and my references. So about a week later, I'm out at a bar around 8:30 with one of my family members and we're eating. And my friend calls me and she's like, girl, you'll never believe who just called me. And I'm like, who? And she's like, Love is Blind, the casting director. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yes, they thought I was you. I let them know that I was your reference. I gave you an excellent reference and I told them to call you. Hang up with her. Seconds later, I answer my phone. The guy on the phone asks for me. I ask who it is. He says he's the casting director from Love is Blind, one of them. I was like, I'm in a bar. It's loud. Please give me a second so I can go outside. I go outside and I'm extremely ecstatic. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd hear from you. Just really happy. And he's like asking me a bunch of questions. I'm being really open, honest, and raw, just letting him know that I have been looking for love. You know, I always end up with the wrong type of man. And I really just want to try this experiment to see if I could potentially find my soulmate. And he's like, you know, I really love all your answers. I want to hear more from you. When you get home, text me. I go back inside. I eat my food really quick. I get home, put on my pajamas, and I text him. He says he'll call me in 10 minutes. So 10 minutes later, I get a phone call. It's him. Now, he's got a whole bunch of questions, and there was a lot of them. We were on the phone for 3 to 4.5 hours. I'm not sure how long, but it was a long period of time. I'm answering all these questions. I still got this man laughing. I'm just being really, really honest, and I want him to see my personality. Because I want him to know that I want to go on the show. Because I want to find love. So he's like, I love you. I think that you're going to be perfect. We need to move to the next steps. And I'm like, well, what are the next steps? And he's like, do you have access to Fashion Nova? Now, we all got access to Fashion Nova. So I'm like, yes. But I'm like, red flags are going off. Because I'm like, what are we going to Fashion Nova for? Like, because I'm not paying. I just purchased some stuff from them last week. So I asked him, who's paying for these items once we get on there? And he said, the show pays for it. And I said, well, I'm already on Fashion Nova. So now I'm on Fashion Nova. And he's like, you read the name and let me know and I'll put it in the cart. So the first item I see is a sweatsuit, but it had multiple colors. I wanted to confirm that he was actually looking at the item. So I sent him the name and he was like, that's a sweatsuit. There's 3 colors. What color do you want? And I tell him the color. And I did that for the first few items. He then told me I need to switch it up because I can't have all sweatsuits. You have to have a bunch of different things. And I'm like, okay. So now we're doing that. We're still talking, still laughing, having a really good friendly conversation. So he's like, I normally don't do this, but your energy is just so amazing. Are there any other sites that you like to shop on? And I'm like, yeah, Posh by V. He was like, where is that? I was like, on Instagram. So he says, go to Instagram. I go to Instagram. And I'm doing the same thing that I was doing on Fashion Nova. And I'm like, are you sure? Because these items are real expensive. And he's like, no, get what you want. Again, you're not paying for it. Neither am I. The show is. So I'm putting items in there. And he's like, let's go back to Fashion Nova. He was like, you need to get more stuff. And I'm like, okay. And we're putting more items in there. He's now warmed up and he's telling me about himself. And he's saying, like, you know, I'm going to be on the show as a contestant, not this season, but next season, because I've been single and I'm looking for love. And I'm like, okay, well, I do hope you find it. And I feel like it's a great opportunity for you. And he was like, you know, when all this is done, just make sure you text me your email so that I'm able to have you confirm your address and the items, because I already have your stuff. But I just want you to confirm that everything is spelled right for your address and your name and that the items, these are all the items you want. And I'm like, okay. So we're still talking. And next thing you know, he's telling me about a party that he's having that weekend. And he's like, you know, I really wish you could come because I just love your energy. So I'm like, I think I'm being tested because why is a casting director inviting me to his home to party with him? I'm pretty sure I'm being tested at this point. But then next thing you know, he sends me a picture of himself. And he's at the beach, he's shirtless. I hearted the photo only because, I mean, he sent it. It wasn't like I was doing anything out of the ordinary. And I'm like, okay, you sent me a photo. He's like, yeah, I just wanted you to see what I looked like. And I'm like, okay. So now he is like, you know, I really, really want you to fly out. We'll pay for it. We'll pay for you to come out to party this weekend. And I'm like, is this a part of the show? And he's like, no, I actually want to meet you. So now I'm uncomfortable because I'm like, I can't tell if this man is joking or if it's real or what is going on. Because I'm like, why is he inviting me to hang out? He's also just sent me a shirtless picture. Now he's asking me to send him a picture. I told him that I wasn't sending him a picture because he has pictures of me. It's included in my application. So I shouldn't have to send you pictures, especially to your cell phone. And he's like, it's just for my reference. And I'm like, well, it wouldn't be for your reference. You have a reference of me on that application. So we're going back and forth, and he's just being, now it's like extremely weird. And it's kind of like to the point of where I feel like the only way I'm getting on this show is if I'm flying out and hanging out with him. And you should never make somebody feel like that, especially if they're like, I just poured my heart out to you. So in a vulnerable moment, he took that and tried to spin it to his advantage, which I think is foul. So now the conversation has ended, and I'm thinking about it. So I sent the picture to my cousin, and my cousin was like, something about this picture just is like, I don't know. I've seen him before. So a few months prior to this, my cousin and myself and a few other girls, we went to the Australian Thunder Down Under. And the picture that this man sent me was the stripper from the show. It was not even him. And I'm like, unless this is him. So then I start digging, and I'm like, this dancer is currently in LA. This man invited me to Florida. So this is not the same person. And I did tell him that I was not going. I said I had plans, and even if I did have plans, even if I did not have plans, I was not flying out there. Because it's weird. But to take away an opportunity for a person to find love because they didn't respond to your advances is weird. It's wild. And I think that, I mean, as a person, I just feel very hurt by that because I'm like, I know I'm not the first person. And I can imagine, and I'm hoping that other women haven't responded to his advances and flown out and hung out with him, or
they have
didn't get the opportunity because they chose not to. I have found love, but what if I didn't? This was an opportunity that I really wanted for myself, and it was taken away by this director. So I'm hoping that you guys start choosing wisely who you're hiring, because they are not, the person I dealt with was not professional, and it was extremely uncomfortable, and it is disappointing to know that, like, you know, there probably are a bunch of other people out there that have been in my situation and have dealt with this man and didn't get that opportunity.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wizard. He keeps it lit. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Man, hit the link down below. We got HiveMindLabs.com. We got Opulence Scents, man. We got, yeah. Gotta keep it lit. Got to keep it lit. Now, I wonder if they remember me, my photo from the Thunder Down Under. Yep. It was a lot of lightning and thunder, okay? Reading the comments of this video, people are skeptical. They're like, people aren't skeptical enough of me. Like, I listened to this whole story, and at the end, it's crazy to me that you continue to tell the stories as if you don't know that this was not a casting director. I was like, mm. You know, I mean, if you filled out an application for Love is Blind, I will kind of think, like, how would somebody randomly know that I was filling out applications for Love is Blind? But obviously, somebody was fishing. And it's crazy because they called your friend first, thinking that it was you, and that gets me because how would they call your friend if that was a reference? Why would they call your friend if it's a reference? It would clearly be noted as reference. I don't know. But a lot of people are like starting, a lot of people are questioning the validity of this video. And I don't know. I'm not here to judge. Maybe she's really just lost in the sauce. I, look, if I would have filled out an application for a job and somebody called me for a job, I would think it would be the job. But when you call, like if you call my friend, one of my references, and be like, "Hey, PJ," and be like, "Nah, this ain't PJ." Be like, "How did you mix my reference number up with mine? Like, did I put my references number down as mine? Like that? Was that a mistake that I made? Please correct me if I'm wrong." But it sounds like they're like, "You about to get kidnapped, girl. Yeah, you about to take a flight somewhere." It's crazy. It's crazy that you was about to take a whole flight somewhere and you didn't even know. Like, and somebody sent you a picture of probably a gay man from the Thunder Down Under in Australia. Okay. Talking about come fly to Florida. Girl, you would have got off that flight and never been seen again. They be like, "Hey, girl, have y'all seen Gabrielle?" "Nah, we ain't seen her. She went to go be on Love is Blind." Maybe she won. I heard they take your cell phone while they filming. 2 years later, are they still filming Love is Blind? Did she get married? What's the update? Ain't heard from her. She gone missing. Anyway, but yeah, it just sounds like a scam. A lot of people was like, a lot of people is telling her. Oh well, let me tell you this. A lot of people in the comment section act like they knew that it was a scam. Girl, you sound like a scam. You just see the rest of the people in the comments. You don't know that this is a scam. How do you know if it's a scam if you don't know what's going on the phone? Like, we really don't know what it really is. Maybe she was just sexually harassed. It's her story to tell. Okay, but it do sound fishy. I just don't know. I mean, I just put one and two together, and I obviously came up with three. But I don't think that person may have been part of the show, but I think that person may have, been fired and stole some people's files, and your file was one of them. Anyway, everyday people, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.